Hi everybody, and welcome back to a new video. Today's video is going to be all about the Part 107, or the FAA's Remote Pilot License. So this video is brought to you by Patron Kurt Gagel. He was the one that donated the enough amount to unlock the video of his choice that he wanted the topic to discuss. So I'm going to be discussing that. Thought it would be a great discussion, being that I just did the interview the other day about the drone safety, and I'm also myself studying to become Part 107. Keep in mind, guys, this is just informative, just general information. I am not an expert on the Part 107 by any means. I'm just giving you general information. You can look all this information up. There's plenty of videos out there for you to help. So we'll start off with, I've kind of got some cliff notes here to help me along. So first thing I'm going to cover is what's the difference between a hobbyist and a commercial, and why do you need the Part 107? So what a hobbyist is basically what we all start off with. Is just flying your drone for fun, taking pictures, photographs, things like that. So that's just basically what a hobbyist is. It's just for fun. You're not trying to make money or profit off of any of your videos or photography or anything like that. And that's the difference between why you need the Part 107 and why you don't need the Part 107. So if you're taking your drone and you're doing photographs or you're doing video, and you're going to be selling that video, or you're going to be using that video to profit your business in any way, shape, or form, the FAA then requires you to get the Part 107 certificate, and that allows you to be commercial. So even if, say, your friend is a real estate agent and he takes photographs, it doesn't really matter, because he's going to be using his drone to do some aerial photography and use it on his real estate agent listing. Well, he has to be Part 107 because that footage is going to further his business, and that's the that's the difference between a hobbyist and a commercial. Is if you're using that footage at all to further your business, then you have to get a Part 107 certificate, bottom line, and that's it. Now, the other main difference between the two is on the FAA's website, where you go to register your drone. It's basically the same place. You go to registermyuas I think it's registermyuas.faa.gov. It may have changed since then, but I think that's still the website. And it's still $5. Now, hobbyist, when you register as a hobbyist, it's only $5, and that's good for 2 years. When you go to the commercial side, it changes up a little bit. So it's still $5, but it's $5 per drone. And each drone individually has to be registered with its individual serial number. Unlike a hobbyist, where you get one FAA number that covers all of your drones, with a commercial license, you get a FAA number per drone. And each drone has to be labeled with that individual one. So in case an accident happens or something like that, and then that way they can tell basically what the difference is between if you were just a hobbyist or a commercial. So I hope that helps with that part of it. So next part, I'm just reading my notes here. How much? So the test itself is $150, and that's a one-time test. You get 2 hours to take the test. The test varies. It varies, I've heard, anywhere from 60 questions to 64 questions, just depending on which test that you get. So it could be a surprise. But you do get 70% as a pass or fail. So there is no in between. You either pass or you fail. If you fail, you pay another $150 to take the test again. So study before you go and take the test, because that's a pretty expensive test to shell out $150 per each time that you fail the particular test. Alright, where do you get this particular certificate? So you can go to any of the FAA local testing sites. And if you go to FAA.gov and you just search testing sites, that'll give all the testing sites for the entire United States. And basically all you have to do is you just call your local testing site, you let them know, I want to do the Part 107 certificate. They will schedule a time for you, depending on how busy your area is. You may have to schedule out for a couple weeks. I don't know my area just yet, but I'm hoping to take my test in about the next week or 2 weeks here, and then once I take my test, I will let you guys know my experience with it. But once you go there, like I said, you have 2 hours. You are not allowed to bring your phone in. You're not allowed to bring anything except for a 4-function calculator, so basically addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It's a basic, simple calculator. That's all you get. You are allowed also to bring a magnifying glass. You might have to use that to look at some of the sectional maps and things of that nature. So, $150, you get 2 hours to take the test. They grade it right there on the spot. You'll know if you pass or if you fail. If you pass, then what will happen next is they take you through the registration process, from what I've heard, it takes about 90 days to get your permanent license, which is good for 2 years. And then you have to take the test again. Okay, so what's expected on this test? So from my experience, guys, and this is just my experience in basic general information, so you're going to go over a lot of different things for this test, and you may be asking yourself, well, why do I really need to know all these things? Because, you know, I'm only going to be flying a drone. I'm not going to be flying an airplane. But the FAA, they don't really, it's not about the knowledge of aviation and things of that nature. They want you to appreciate the fact that there's airplanes, there's airspace, and everything that's gone on through the FAA. It's a really old program. They've been around for a very long time. They know safety. They know avionics. And so that's why they're so bent on this particular test, really testing your knowledge. Because you know what? You never know. You could use it someday. So you'll be tested on general aviation knowledge. You'll also be tested on METARs. What METARs are, it's a abbreviation. It's basically, it's a weather report. And it's a series of codes that have numbers and letters, and depending on the sequence, it just basically explains what day that particular weather was reported on, how long the weather report is good for, just basically general information and how you read that. Another thing you'll be tested on is the TAF report. TAF report is similar to a weather report. It's a little bit different. I forget the abbreviation, and you won't have to know the exact abbreviation for it, but it's kind of like basically another weather report or information report. Another thing that you will be tested on is sectional maps. So aviation sectional maps. You'll be tested on there to look on a map. They may give you coordinates, or they may ask you about the airport. They may ask you how high a tower is at that airport. They may ask you what the elevation of that airport is. They may ask you what airspace that particular airport is in. All kinds of information on the sectional maps. It's really detailed. When you first start looking at it, it looks like complete, like alien. You have no idea. There's all these colors and lines going everywhere. But once you actually start learning it a little bit, it's actually a little bit easier to actually read the map, and it's not so bad. And actually, you know, with a sectional map, it's actually really important that you actually learn to read those, because sectional map can tell you lots of different things. Being drones, we are not allowed to fly in controlled airspace. You can put in a waiver for controlled airspace, which takes about 90 days. And from what I've heard, that AirMap and the FAA are working together to come up with a new app that's going to be able to do basically instantaneous authorization through air traffic control. So that's something, I don't know if that's coming in the next year or 6 months, I have no idea. It's something I've heard. So that's something to look at there. But when you look at those sectional maps, they're very informative. They can tell you where you're on the map, what if there's controlled airspace, where the airport is, how it's facing, wind direction. Everything that you need to know about it is right there, which is very important to us, because drones, we fly in airspace G, which is unmonitored. It's basically free space, and E as well. So, but we can't fly in anything in A, B, C, or D. Again, without a prior authorization. So that's also what you'll be tested on. Including sectional maps, you will be tested on longitude and latitude. So longitude and latitude, if you basically attended elementary school, you should have learned this already. So Longitude is the lines that go across the globe from west to right, or from west to east, or east to west, whichever way you want to look at it. You know, starting at, and then basically then there's the latitude, which goes north and south. And so at 0, that's where the equator is. And so I'm not going to teach you all about longitude and latitude. You should know this. If you don't, you'll definitely have to learn this for the test, because you will be tested on it. They may give you coordinates. They may say, look at 40 degrees and 10 minutes and 71 degrees and 2 minutes, and say what is at that location, or what is the tower's elevation at location, and give you coordinates on a map, and you have to go there and figure out what particular towers. And there could be lots of different towers on there. If you get the wrong one, you might get the wrong question. Including in longitude and latitude, let's see, flight crew resources as well. You'll be tested on this a lot. So some things they may ask you, like general knowledge questions and things like that. So they may ask you a question like, you know, who oversees the operation? It's always going to be what's called the remote pilot and command, or PIC, remote or PIC, pilot and command. That's usually most of the answers, but some of them are not. And again, that's just kind of something I've just kind of learned over taking the classes and things like that. So just general information. You'll also learn like different attitudes, like there's macho and different things like that. You'll also learn about other general aviation information, like we probably already know that a drone, if it's 0.55 pounds including the battery or higher, then it has to be registered. No more than 55 pounds. If it's 55 pounds or more, then it's no longer a drone and it can't be registered, and it goes under a different classification. If you decide to drink, you have to wait 8 hours before you can drink, or before you can fly a drone, or your blood alcohol level has to be 0.04 or below. So you learn different general things like that, flight and pilot things, as best I can say it, and overall just general safety. They want to make sure that you understand the safety involved with aircraft. And as always, you know, manned aircraft up in the air, airplanes, helicopters, they take precedent over your drone. Somebody's life up in the air is much more valuable than your $100, $500, $1,500 drone that's up in the air. So you'll learn all the different rules and regulations and things like that as well. Alright, so how long is the test good for? So again, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but once you go through, once you take the test, once you've passed the test, you are good for the next 2 years. And then after 2 years, you have to go back and you will have to redo that test again to be able to continue on with your certification if you decide to do that. So guys, that's about all I have for the Part 107 test. Like I said, I don't have mine yet. I'm going to be taking my test in about the next week to 2 weeks here. I'm finishing up all my studies right now. I guess one thing I didn't cover was where you can study. So there's lots of different places that you can study, guys. There's lots of great schools out there. There's Remote Pilot Ground School. There's Remote Pilot 101. There's another called, I think it's Gleim Aviation. I mean, basically all you got to do is just hop on Google and search up, you know, drone school, or, you know, get on YouTube and look up Part 107 certification. There's tons of schools out there, guys, that you can go to. There's also lots of free resources that you can use as well. So I'm not actually attending a school, but I'm going to school. I'm using all the FAA.gov. If you go there and you go to the drone section and you click on the, I believe it's, I've got it up here, Part 107 Knowledge Prep Test. It gives you everything that you need to know about that. I'm also watching some webinars that I'm paying for on YouTube to help me with the classes and things like that. I think the hardest part for me personally is just the sectional maps and learning the different, how to read the maps and things of that nature. So, like I said, I'm almost done with my school, almost done with everything. So I'm going to take my test in about the next week, 2 weeks. Once I get done, guys, I can kind of go over with you a little bit more, and I can help you guys be able to hopefully pass your test if this is something that you're looking into. The drone industry is growing by leaps and bounds. There's tons of stories out there. Amazon is trying to launch their drones for delivery. And it's not just for real estate. I mean, you can do all kinds of things with drones. You can do pipeline surveying, you can do mapping and surveying, you can do roof surveying, I mean you can do power line surveys, you can do cell tower surveys. There's lots of different things that you can do, and like I said, there's a lot of big things coming up in the drone world right now, and that's kind of why I wanted to switch gears in my life. I love flying my drone. I enjoy it so much, and it's just something that I really enjoy. I have a passion for, and hopefully you guys have the same passion as well if you're watching this video. So guys, I hope this video helped you guys, at least give you some information, general updates that you might be able to look at and use to be able to go further with your Part 107 test. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, please give me a thumbs up. And if you really like my channel, guys, and you enjoy all the videos, hit the subscribe button for me. And if you hit the subscribe button, if you hit that bell, that's going to let you guys know when I've got new videos every week for you guys to watch. And if you haven't had a chance, guys, check out the Patreon page. I'll leave a link and a description at the end of the video that you can click on. If you can donate $1, $2, any amount helps me to be able to do better reviews for you guys, better videos, better drones and everything. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and again I hope this video was very informative. Just want to say a thank you to all the new subscribers, all the wonderful comments. Thank you guys for all the support. You guys are awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much. So as always, guys, let's keep our drones up in the air and flying high. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great day.